Hello, I'm Mike Benamgay, and I'm with Artistic Gold Creative Concepts. And today, what I want to do is take some sandpaper, some wet grit, and show you how to prep the surface of something that's plastic. And we're going to paint it with primer, basically bullseye 2 multi-purpose primer and sealer, and get the surface ready to make this plastic and this piece of plastic here look like it's metal. That's going to be the end result. Today, though, I'm just going to prep it and paint it with primer, just get it ready. And so that way the surface, the paint on here doesn't peel off. We're in a bathroom at a corporate building, and want to make sure that it's durable and it lasts for a long time. All right, so basically what I do is I like to get the water or the sandpaper wet. And then you can go on the surface in a circular motion. Get any oil off. I want to get every angle, every single crevice sanded. So what's great about wet grit sandpaper, this is 320. What's really nice about it is once you get it wet, it gives a nice, even, sanded surface. So that's what I really enjoy about it, because if I use a tougher grit, a bigger, coarser grit, I would have actual grooves cut into this surface, and then when I paint it, I really don't want to see any of that, especially if I'm going to make this look like it's a metal piece that's going to blend in with this divider right here. Real quick though, let me show you the rest of the bathroom, just to kind of give you an idea of what we're working on here. Basically, I made faux stone on the around the walls, put up some trim, things like that, and some foam arches, and basically put some trim around these doors as well. To make this all look like, eventually when it's finished, metal. And I'll take gold and actually rub it on the high edges of these things and make it look like it's bronzed or oil rubbed bronze, something like that. Yeah, we're still a work in progress, still working at it. But today, yeah, definitely right here, I want to make this, it looks obviously corporate, and I don't want anything to look corporate. I want it to look like it blends into the 16th century feel that we've got going on over the whole building. And basically the reason why we're doing this is because a lot of children in foster care come from areas that are not areas, but different locations, like police departments and hospitals when they first come into care. When they come here with the foster parents that are taking care of them, we want to make sure that this building isn't scary for them, that this is an environment that's safe for them and gives them a feeling of, wow, I'm in Venice, or wow, I'm in Florence, something like that. And so even in the bathrooms, when they come in the bathrooms, we want it to look like they're in a different world. So that's why this is important. And so I'm going to go ahead and continue on with this and show you how I get it prepped, ready for primer. And then once the primer dries, I'll come back and show you basically, I'm going to take a base coat of black over the top of this once it's primed, and then I'm going to take gold and put that around the edges and make these things look like they are metal. Let's continue on with sanding. Basically, like I said, I want to make this a circular motion, and that's going to give the surface of our primer something to hold on to. This one here I've already sanded. So now what I want to do, kind of convenient, it's right here, but now I want to wipe off that excess dust. I'm not going to worry too much about underneath, just right here on the side so that it looks legit. Make sure I scuff that up as well. What I like to do is actually take alcohol, denatured, I can't pronounce it correctly. I'm gonna have to look that back up. But anyway, it's alcohol that I like to put into something obviously labeled not to use, so no one thinks that that's water. And then I'll rub that over the surface as well. Okay, what this does is it takes off any oils that might be on the surface and would cause our primer to not stick. Now I'm going to go get our primer. Okay. Like I said, I like to use Bullseye 2, multi-purpose. There's also 1, 2, 3, which is really good because it bonds to any surface out there. In fact, when I painted this tile, like behind us here, I used Bullseye 2 for that. If I had to do it over again, I would probably go ahead and use Bullseye 1, 2, 3, but I did sand the tile first so it has something to grab into. But normally, just to be on the safe side, it's always good to use that 1, 2, 3. Because things adhere to it really well, or it adheres to the surfaces really well. Okay, so basically what I like to do when I'm putting on primer, get this spread up here. I can put it on pretty liberally. And I like to just put it on almost so that you can see. I'm gonna leave this little window right here. See the brush strokes, because that actually gives it something for the top coat. It doesn't have to be a perfect coat. It usually lays down pretty flat. So I just don't want it thick and I don't want drips. So I'm going to go ahead and just layer it over the top really lightly. My goal is just to make it smooth. Smooth as possible, meaning no drips, no thick areas of paint. Just keeping in mind that I want my top coat to have a nice surface to lay on. Now we're going to do this. And I need to have these things open still, obviously. So I'm not going to have a thick layer of paint right where I have to open things up. And I'm not concerned if I get it on this surface either, because I'm going to repaint. This is only the first coat. I'm going to have to paint over it anyway. There's a lot of prep involved with painting anything. Obviously, if you're watching this, you probably already know. You wouldn't be watching it. I've researched it a lot, and have also, trial and error, learned a lot while painting surfaces that primer is essential if you want it to last. So sanding and priming is key, making anything durable and lasting in a commercial setting, or even at your own home. You're probably going to get Should probably take the battery out, but I don't feel like it. So I'm gonna have to just have it. If I get any on there, I have to keep that open because that's obviously the sensor. If I paint over it, it's not gonna work. So. Again, I smooth out any of my brush strokes and I keep it as thin as possible. That way it's not thick and goopy, you know, that kind of thing. All right, so now I let this dry. And when it's finished drying, I'll check it, check all the areas, make sure there's no primer that got built up in any cracks or crevices or anything like that. And from there, I'll take this color here, and that's going to be our base. We're going to put this base coat down, and then from there, add like gold to the different edges, like the metal underneath this blackened steel is, or bronze, whatever it would be, is showing through. And so that's where I'm going to have that gold accent color just kind of in different areas, looking like that metal is coming through. And then also take some green, some oxidation here and there, just to kind of show that this metal is oxidizing a little bit. So thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to go ahead and let this dry and then come back and hit it again with this base coat.